want to be a woman, be one.
I am one.
Then talk to her like one.
I am one. Don't talk to me.
Then Larrisa.
No, you full of Bobby.
What?
You sitting up there. First off, you can't have me talking all that shit. No, you ain't no woman. You ain't no woman. No.
You don't walk up on a young lady like that. Even when the debate, you got up out the table like you wanted to fight her.
At what point were you gonna walk up on a baby?
You shouldn't step to her like that. You say she's a little girl, okay, fine, but you don't step to her like that.
Okay, now that I've heard you, could you hear me?
Yeah, I'll hear you.
Because I want to respect your feelings. I want to respect your opinions. And the reason I wanted you here today, not so you and I could have a confrontation, because from black woman to black woman, I don't have nothing but love for you, sister. I got nothing but love for that one.
You didn't show her that. You never encouraged her throughout the whole show. This is supposed to be for these women to grow, to make them better. You never did that.
Here's the thing, as I've said from the beginning, be careful what you do and be careful what you say, because the camera's picking up every single thing, and you don't have to keep putting yourself out there like that. And then you have to ask the question, when that airs to America, how do we hold our head up with dignity? How do we put our heads back up? How do we walk down the street when a little girl 10 says to Larrisa, you told that bitch something? What do we say to her? What do we say to her? What do we do about that, sister? That's my point. I love her so much. Okay. I stepped up on you because I love you just that much that I'm willing to put on the line to say if you want to swing, if you want to fight, I'll give you all of that. But when we're done, I'm going to stand you up and I'm going to love on you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Larrisa. You're letting life beat you up in such a way, and ain't nobody stepping to her saying, come here. Let me put my arms around you. Let me love on you, baby. Because, see, I'm 40 years old. That baby ain't even 25 yet. And the way she going right now, sister, is one day she going to run into somebody that's just like her. That's just like her. And they ain't going to back down from her. And then you're going to get a phone call that ain't going to be nice and ain't going to be cool. Sis, I'm fighting for your baby, sister. We got to regain our respect, sister. We got to regain it back.
BlackPressMagazine.com. I'm DC Livers. Well, many people know her as Larrisa Bootz's mom, but today we're going to find out the real story, the real woman behind all of the drama from Charm School. We're going to get to see what we didn't get to see on the show and find out a little bit more about what she's been up to and what makes her so popular in the musical world. So, Ms. Yvette, thank you so much for being a part of the show today.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Well, first let's start out with you telling everybody your name and what you've been up to.
Okay, my name is Yvette Foshae, and as a result of appearing on that segment, which was not scheduled, I was not supposed to be on the television show. It was not planned. I've just been inundated with requests to do certain things and approached to do a couple of gospel plays because I do sing gospel. Have been doing that for almost 20 years, but I've been singing all my life. And host a few events for some charities and do some public speaking and things like that.
So let's talk about that fateful day. Okay. That day in June 2007 where you went to support your baby at the Charm School reunion and somehow or another became sort of like the poster child for angry black women. What happened and how did things get out of hand?
I, at the time, was managing Larrisa, and I got a call from the producers to come for another reason, which, you know, of course, they like to, you know, do other things with their talent. And like I said, I wasn't, you know, had no idea that I would be on TV with the fact that, you know, if you're the host, you should always maintain your demeanor at all times. And if you're have a problem with their behavior and they're a disgrace to black women, don't lower yourself to that. And I just felt like there's a better way to handle this. And as my child, I'm going to be a mother first. And, you know, I wasn't going up there to fight Monique. I went there to basically, you know, come between them if something did happen. But Larrisa just said, don't talk to me. And, you know, whatever else was said. And I had a problem with that. But I just feel like, as a parent, you have a grown child. there is an opportunity for Monique to talk to Larrisa before the reunion, to air and resolve any issues that they had. There was at least 4 or 5 months. She didn't do that, so I felt like she didn't care, even though she said that she did care. You could have took Larrisa to lunch. I mean, you've been in the business. You said you were Larrisa not too long ago. Then take her by the hand and show her what the business is about. Don't just say, I just felt like she was washing her hands of her and, she's just going to be how she's going to be. Even by the comments that she made, we're going to be ladies and blah, blah. Larrisa didn't hear any of that. And as I said, I'm a mother first. When she approached Larrisa, Larissa's sitting down. She's hovering over Larrisa. I mean, she's 2-3 times Larissa's size. And, that's a threatening stance. Her own security got there before I did. So, like I said, my reason for coming up there was to just basically tell her she was out of line. That's not necessary. I didn't come up there cursing her. I didn't come up there in the same stance that she did. And I told her, you had an opportunity to make this a show that would redeem these young ladies. This was supposed to be for them to be uplifted and encouraged, and you didn't do that. Now, that's the only portion that they showed. And then for her to say that, little girls are watching us, America's watching us, my point is, you were on the Parkers for 5, 6 seasons, or however long the show was on. You chased a man all that time that verbally abused you, did not want you, and you kept doing that. What are little girls thinking about that? You're making them, you're basically condoning a man mistreating you, and that's okay. And I understand it's in comedy and everything like that, but this was television as well. So when do you cut off what people take seriously and basing your opinion on that? She doesn't know them on a personal level.
Right.
So I really had a problem with that.
I think a lot of people will agree that some of the biggest images that we were left with in 2007 weren't the Parkers. It was pretty much dynamous, Jenna Six reality TV shows where black women were at the forefront and basically, for lack of a better word, just showing their butt. And what's pretty odd for me was, for that whole event, was I was out in L.A. I went to the BET Awards and interviewed a lot of them and hung out with Safari and Bucky just the night before. And, the sweetest girls, very likable women, respectable women. So when I was watching the reunion show with the rest of the world, I was just incensed. I was so upset. I was so angered by just all of it. And I gotta say that, you definitely, it felt like a Floyd Mayweather meets Ricky Hatton moment with you and Monique. And, I know a lot of people will always remember you for that, admittedly, Monique definitely stepped to Larrisa in a way that we all thought Larrisa was scared to get, knocked around a little bit, although it would be interesting to see how that played out. But it definitely came across as if Monique, at least for a moment, lost control. A moment where we thought you guys were going to come to blows. I mean, how fast was your heart beating? Did you think you were going to have to actually get physical?
No, I didn't. And my heart wasn't, like you said, we should be able to talk it out. But yes, he did lose control. And I can believe that because I don't know if anyone heard it, but her security was saying, Monique. She was like in a zone where she wasn't hearing anybody or anything. So more so it was like, look, both of you guys need to realize you are on national television.
Wow. Well, for those who didn't get a chance to see the reunion show on VH1, there was nothing charming about the reunion. No. There was fighting, backbiting, many opportunities to hear black women call each other bitches, hoes, and worse. The reunion featured a serious fight between Shay and Larrisa, the two women who were most often viewed on camera during the taping of the show as very good friends. During our podcast with them, they acknowledged that nothing was further from the truth, although they've since mended that fence. But